Hey everybody, Tammi C Walker, the owner of Dreams Are a Reality. Oh yes, I create this channel to provide light and love. How you all doing? I'm doing pretty good. I don't need to be showing these fingernails. I did them myself. It's part of my manicure, but then I added my own colors. It's a long story. Child, being beautiful ain't easy. Can I get a witness out there, ladies and gentlemen? Being handsome not easy. It's a little bit easier for you guys. Anyway, I want to talk about when life falls apart and what you can do to, I hate to say stay strong, but keep going, because perhaps this is your scenario or mine or some, any of us. You are really short on cash and your car breaks down and this repair costs $2,000. It's your engine. It costs over $2,000. Or you're a homeowner and the roof, is leaking bad where you need it repaired. $5,000. You have a heating and air conditioning system that goes out $10,000. So these are the things that can set people back, and it can get way worse than financial. You could have a child and they're like a teen and they get in trouble and you're trying to help them out and it ends up costing you a lot of money to keep your baby free. It could be your spouse or your partner. You share responsibilities. He or she lost their job. Now you're dependent on that one income, and God forbid your loved one gets ill. They ultimately pass away. You're grieving. You don't know what to do. And the trick with grief, you have to keep going. You still need to work. You still have to pay your bills. Life goes on for us that are left behind, but that grief, it hits hard. And I know, and I can speak on this in my community, sometimes the African American community, we were taught, some of us, don't cry, keep going, stay strong. And, as a society, I think it's safe to say we are not able to take out that time to properly grieve. It's like chop, 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 get back to work. But you have all of these hurt emotions bottled inside. Before I go any further, hit that like button and hit subscribe. This video today is to help you through some very challenging times. I can speak on that. And those that follow me, you know my story. And I can't say that I always handled it with class. And sometimes we not going to handle those challenging times with class. But we can learn to endure a little better. We can learn to be proactive and not reactive on some cases. And we need to learn that our attitude is our altitude. It really gets us to places we never thought we would be. But listen, you all, if you fall apart every time something goes wrong, you're not going to get your lesson out of this. Because many times when things happen to us, and not talking about someone passing away, to us directly, it's a lesson for us. It's something we possibly did incorrectly. I'm catching a glare. I'm like, what is this? It's my glasses. We made a bad decision, or it's somebody else's decision that impacted us. But it's always a lesson in a lot of the things we do. That's how I feel about my life. I'm sure some of you can agree. Alrighty, so let's get it cracking. First, you've lost your job. My job recently did a layoff, and it was devastating for my coworkers. And although I didn't get laid off, I was still affected seeing them hurt, and I was concerned about them. And when they say it's going to be a layoff, it causes anxiety for us all. We don't know who's getting laid off, and you hate to hear somebody lose their income anytime, but during a time like this. So first, you get the news. I'm just using the job loss, which is a big one. You definitely want to process it and ground yourself. And that's why I talk about on all my videos, mostly a lot of my videos, www.psychologytoday.com. That is a great resource for you if you have insurance, or you can pay out of pocket, or have an FSA plan, flexible spending account, because I hate acronyms. Sometimes people don't even know what you're talking about. Use that towards your therapy. Therapy can be pricey, and maybe not if you have like good insurance or if you have a low deductible. It won't be that bad for you. But get that support. Typically, if you work for a decent company and they know they're doing a layoff, they will provide the EAP sessions for you, Employee Assistance Program. And typically you get 6 through 10 sessions. Use those during this time of loss. Loss of income could set you back. Now, if you're able to get the unemployment here in Chicago or Illinois, probably if you work for a while, probably get $1,200. I think, did they say? Would it be $1,200 a month or every other week? Oh my goodness. I don't even know. I don't even want to get on here and tell no lie. But I think it's a month for some reason. I don't know. Don't quote me. But that can help you. But that's just a drop in the bucket for people. You definitely need your savings, some form of income when you have a job loss like that. If they give you a severance, all the better. That's the best case scenario to me, especially if you've been somewhere 10 years. They give you, 10 weeks of pay or 10 months. I thought I was somewhere 3 years or 4 years and they gave me 3 months of pay. And that's not bad. That's not bad. But you definitely want to take a break and ground. And when they're saying that ground, you want to center yourself. You want to relax some. Just make sure my watch is off. And you want to ground yourself and process that. Okay, I lost my job. I'm going to sit with this. I'm not happy over this, but I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. And you know that. You know that. So, again, I speak about job losses on this channel often. You want to think outside that box. One of my friends got laid off. Interview after interview after interview because she was proactive. She knew last year they did a layoff. It was a probability it was going to happen again. I work with a company that works with the school system. School is over mid-June. Layoffs going to kick in between June and August. My friend was on top of it. My friend is going to have 2 or 3 offers because she's been on it. And you want to be proactive. If you know it happened last year, don't let them catch you slipping, tripping. And I think that's what some of us do. We get too relaxed. And I'm not going to say it's lazy because I don't want to insult nobody, but we get too comfortable. And we got to remember at these companies, you are just a number. And when it comes to layoffs, you can be way up top. They'll get you too. So don't ever feel like you are above getting got. Because they will get you. Because they don't care. It's all about making that budget look how they need it to look. And they're going to take your salary, my salary, their salary to get to that number. Not their own now. Not the CEO. But I'm just keeping it real. Am I keeping it real with you all? You all know that's been laid off. Okay. Deep breathing does wonders. You get worked up, having a panic attack. Breathe in through your nose. Hold it. Blow it out through your mouth over and over, at least 3 to 5 counts. That's good if you have insomnia, but it's really good too if you are getting ready to snap. You are getting ready to have a panic attack. And you're going to feel yourself relax. I just did it twice and I already felt better. Now, if you feel dizzy, stop. Okay, we don't want you passing out. But yes, that would de-escalate if you are about to argue with someone. You're about to go off. About to have a panic attack over something really upsetting. That is one good tool that you can use. Oh my goodness, you all. My computer. I'm always hitting the mouse. Okay, yeah. Also, a good grounding technique is, what do you hear? What do you smell? What do you touch? What are you tasting? I'm tasting absolutely nothing. I just brushed my teeth, so toothpaste. I don't know. Touch. I am touching my little remote that turns off my phone when I'm done with the video. What do I smell? Not much of nothing, you all. I'm in my office, so I don't smell much, but maybe the some lotion or something I have on my hands. What do I hear? I live kind of by like this highway in the suburbs of Chicago. So I hear the highway. I hear the cars driving. What do I see? Me talking to you. So what do you see? Myself talking to you. What do I hear? The highway. What did I smell? Like some lotion on my hands. What was I touching? I was touching my remote for my phone to stop the video from recording. And what am I tasting? Toothpaste, because I just brushed my teeth. So if you can do that, even when you get upset, now I know that's kind of tough. You're upset. You're not gonna be like, what do I hear? What do I see? But if you have a moment to think about it, you can do that. You could be sitting in your car. Okay, what am I touching? Okay, my car seat. What do I hear? The birds chirping. What do I smell? The car freshener in my car. It will work, because whatever you are upset over or thinking about, it's going to shift to those grounding words. Those are your senses. I hope that makes sense, you all. It's a calming exercise. Calming. Alrighty. So, what can you control? You can control your breathing. You can control paying your bills. You can control being kind to others. You can control what you eat. You can control words that come out your mouth. I hope you can. You can control how your car is driving, unless it's in Chicago, on the ice and the snow. You can control, let's see, so many things. So many things. But what you cannot control is her or him. You can't even control your little kids sometimes. You can't control kids because they are going to go wayward. They're going to do what they want. Sometimes you can't even control that pet. That dog going to do what he want. You know cats do what they want. Baby bad. They are like, I don't have time for you, you peasant. Although you feed them and keep them nice and shiny and cute, they are above you. That's how they think. But worrying about things that has never happened is definitely a no-no. And that definitely will keep you anxious and in a negative headspace. I hear this. I never had a guy to show me love. All the guys I were with cheated on me. So what does that have to do with anything? Does that necessarily mean the next guy you're going to get is going to cheat on you? I want to put a pin there. I want to talk about something I saw, unfortunately, on Pop the Balloon. So this young lady, she was pretty, I guess. Sometimes for me, and excuse me for saying this, maybe not, excuse me. If they have on a lot of makeup and, you know, like a lot of hair, sometimes I have a hard time really seeing the beauty in some women. It's definitely like this lady was fair skinned. She had a lot of makeup. I'm just going to leave that there. I don't even want no smoke. I don't even want no smoke. But yeah, I think she was cute, but a lot of makeup. Nevertheless, terrible attitude. Terrible. And so she was just like, 99.9% of you guys cheat. And do you want to get married or what did she say? How did she say? Get married or... I don't think she said smash the cakes. She said something to that effect. And it was just so like negative. And so this guy, he was like, pow, he popped his balloon. He was like, that right there. That's just, he said, I already know what you ready to do. And he was basically saying you toxic. And he was 1,000,000,000% correct. And so the guy that ended up sticking it out, which I don't know why he did, because he was kind of acting a little strange too. But he stuck it out with her and he did not pop the balloon. But they were, you know, having those last questions. And he's very expressive. Like when he talked and when he was thinking, he made a lot of faces. Like he'll be like, you know, raise his eyebrow. And he raised his eyebrow. She said, what is that raised eyebrow for? I was like, oh my God. So you already knew what type of woman she was. Maybe somebody really hurt her, apparently, because she was saying 99.9% of men, you know, cheat. It was just a bad representation. I hope and pray, which you probably don't have anybody that's going to stand up to her and tell the truth. But I hope she looks at that clip and really get embarrassed for herself. And just see, she's probably not though, not right now, but see how she looked on the show. It just looked like she was a very bitter woman and really, really hurt. And I hope that she gets, you know, some support because she was really hurt. But it just wasn't a good showing. But I just said all that to say, sometimes we feel like what happened to us in the past is going to happen again, which is It's just so untrue. So untrue. So I do have a worksheet and it's really dealing with worst case scenarios. And here is some situation. Like some people will say, if my mom dies, I don't know what I will do. Honestly, it goes back to what I just said. We can't control if mom or dad passes away. We can't even control if we pass away. So try not to worry about that. I'm not making light of it because you all that follow me know I lost both of my parents and devastating. Devastating and devastated. But for those of you that have your parents, spend that time with them. And that's one thing my ex told me. I was like, what if my mom, and you know what I was going to say. He cut me off. He said, Tammy, you go sit at her bedside and just enjoy your time with her. And that's exactly what we did. We tried to crack jokes. We tried to make it lighthearted. I knew she wasn't, doing well. It was a tough time, but I would never let her see me upset. If I did feel like I was going to cry, I would step outside the room or do it when I left. But you spend that time with mom and dad and uncle, auntie, grandma, cousins. Don't worry about them passing away because we are not in control of that. I lost somebody really near and dear to me, my entire family, my god brother. And this time last year on the 30th, June 30th, he passed away suddenly from a blood clot. And it's really upsetting to this day. I'm still a little bit in denial because he was so vibrant. He was a musician. He was well known throughout the city. He played for famous gospel singers and the most smoothest guy you ever want to meet. Just a loving spirit, good looking brother. And I really miss my dear friend. I really do. I didn't get to see him a lot. I'm usually once a year at our family engagements, but yeah, that's really sad. Another thing, sometimes people will say, I'm getting this from this worksheet, I will never get better. They may be overweight. They may not make good money. I'm never going to get better. This is as good as it gets. Says who? At any given moment, you can say, I want to learn a new trade. I want to get a certificate. I want to start a side business. I want to go work out. I worked out today, and Lord knows it's 95 degrees here today. But me and my adult niece went to my facility here at my apartment and worked out. It was not easy, to be honest with you. It was not easy. But I'm glad I did. So tomorrow, I bet I feel better when I wake up if God says the same. I am a failure. No one will love me. Well, first of all, you gotta love you. We look outside of ourselves for somebody to validate us, to accept us. But do you accept you? Would you date you? Do you treat you good? Do you treat others good? I am a failure? We all fail at something. Failure is our biggest lessons. Yesterday, I'm watching the finals. OKC. I wanted the Pacers to win, only because I'm more familiar with the Pacers players. I do know Alex Caruso. He's from the Bulls. I love Alex. But he has a ring, so I wasn't feeling sorry for Alex. But Tyrese Halliburton had a calf injury. And I watch a lot of sports. I've been watching sports since Michael Jordan, since I guess that would be the 80s. And I knew with him playing on that weak leg with that bad calf, that could cause another injury. Now, I jumped in on the first quarter, but he had already got hurt. So I think I must have popped in near the second. He was already hurt with the Achilles injury. I was going to say ACL, Achilles injury. Now, they need to watch this. I'm not going to go off on a basketball tangent, but they need to watch this. If these guys have these type of injuries, they shouldn't play. That's why Steph Curry didn't play at the end. I know this was game 7. I know they want to win the championship. But the way I was thinking was, now you messed up for the next season. Take a loss. Take that L. Actually, they possibly could have won without him. Probably not, because OKC has the juice and they have that continuity. Pacers are good though, but with Tyrese, we might be having another conversation because he is good. He's excellent actually. But I was just thinking about him and Jason Tatum, and I'm like, they may need to stop playing these guys when they had those injuries, because now that's tampering with the next season. I know you want the championship now, but now look, I might will forfeit now for next season. Now what's getting ready to happen? So that's a lesson. But does that make Jason Tatum a failure or Tyrese Halliburton a failure? No, it's rather noble to put your body on the line for your team, but sometimes we gotta take that L, which they both did, but it don't make them a failure. It does not. So don't ever call yourself a failure. Check off my glasses to make my point. Now I can't read. I can never be happy. Well, that's how you feel. That's true. What you say is what you get. And whether you think you can or you can't, you are correct. So be careful of what comes out of this. This is so powerful. This is so powerful. Writing stuff down and saying stuff. It's so much magic in that. I'm never going to get married. I remember someone said that to me. Somebody's sister. And she said, I'm never going to get married. To this day, she is unmarried. Don't say that. She wanted to get married. I'm never going to get married. Feeling sorry for herself. Pity will have some really crazy words coming out your mouth. I can never be happy. Why is that? Because stuff keep going wrong. Is it your wrong thinking? Is it that stinking thinking? I'm broken and can never be fixed. Anybody can be fixed. If an alcoholic can stop drinking alcohol for 20 years with the AA program, so can you. If somebody can get off drugs after using it for 20 years, 15 years, so can you. If somebody can be 300 pounds and get down to 170, so can you. If someone can go back to school as a 44-year-old and get her master's degree and start her own business, so can you. So can you. So, power of the tongue. I'm broken and can never be fixed. These are bad thoughts. These are very bad thoughts. And this is what separates the successful people from the people that give up. They don't think like that. They do not think like that. All right, you all. I think I just clicked off what I needed. Let me see. Oh my goodness, I think I clicked off of it. Well, you all, this is where my impromptu-ness has to kick in. I don't need that anyway. I can go off my own stuff. But yeah, when bad times hit us, the things that I do is I make sure I stay calm. As calm as I can. Some stuff is huge and you do need to be upset. You do need to process it. But once some smoke has cleared, I think of my next move. Even if it's a breakup. What am I going to do? I just had a breakup. I'm just saying. I'm very upset. What am I going to do? I make sure I'm in therapy. And if I feel really bad, I'm in therapy every week. I do every other week normally. But if it's real bad, I'm going every week until I feel stronger because I'm really upset. I'm really upset. And these are the things that you can do. You have a job loss. You hit the pavement. And don't be being all picky. I just want my same sales job. No. You may have to drive Uber. You may have to do some DoorDash. You may have to do other things. I'm just throwing it out there. You might not want to do that. But sometimes we box ourselves out. If you know accounts payable, accounts receivable may hire you. Maybe the payroll department might look at you. If you know payroll, maybe HR might talk to you. Be diversified. And be open. And some people will say, I'm not pouring nobody coffee. How do you like it? Black? Oh, you like the French vanilla? You like cream? You like sugar? Oh, no sugar. I'm never above making coffee for someone. You don't know what situation you're going to be in. Maybe that person you're making coffee for may see something in you and hire you to run one of his businesses or her businesses. Don't be above anything. But when you're in a jam, you want to be proactive and think of your next move. If you know your job has done layoffs, you should have your resume in your hand every week. You should be still looking around because you know it could come down your lane. Don't be reactive because reactive, that's a panicky state. And when you're in a panicky state, you can't think straight. With these breakups, I can't believe this guy did this. I can't believe she did that. She did that. And people internalize that. And I do it too, you all. I do these videos for you, but I do them for me. And sometimes when I'm really in a still moment, I'll be like, well, what exactly happened? Well, what if this is happening? Well, then I catch myself and say, girl, you have no facts of that. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but you know when you mistreat somebody and you don't. And I'm like, don't think like that. And I catch myself and say, nah, it's all good. In the end, you're going to win. It's going to come out in the wash, and it might not make sense right now, but in the by and by, one day it's going to all play out, and I'll be like, oh, okay. I've had some breakups, you all. I was devastated, so hurt. I look back now, I wouldn't even want those guys. Like, they were not the best match for me. Not that they're bad guys. They had their stuff they needed to sort out. And honestly, I had a lot of stuff I need to sort out. So in the end, it will all play out in the wash. But you got to watch how you think. But this is one of the most important things I'm going to say on this video in connection with relationships. If you are accepting horrific treatment and bad treatment, stop blaming that other person. It's on you, boo. That's on you. Because you got to say, I deserve better. Stop questioning. I can't believe they doing that. I can't believe they doing that. But they are. This is what they're doing. I can't believe he would do this to me. I can't believe she did that. She's doing it and doing it well. And she's going to keep doing it. And the reason why people do it is because we don't have boundaries. We don't set standards, or we don't say, no, you can't do that to me. No, your time is up. No, I want to get married. Seems as if you don't. What I tell my ex-husband, are we getting married or breaking up? Because we have been dating for years. I'm like, what's up? He's, oh, no. We not breaking up. Ran and bought the ring. We got to say that stuff, ladies. And men that's watching, if you got something slick to say and all that, then I'm not talking to you. You probably not the marrying kind. But a real good man, a good dude, a solid dude that's in the place in his life where he wants to settle down, he's not afraid to commit. And he's not afraid to get married. So, and I get it, man. I hear you. Some of these ladies not worth marrying. Well, I'm not talking about your situation. You are 100% correct. I am a therapist, and baby. I see it all and I hear it all. It's not just the men. And my men know this lady, she very neutral. Yes, because I'm listening to both sides. I have 2 ears and I'm listening to both sides. And I hear how down and degrading some women talk to men. And I see these men that be abusive and talking bad to their ladies. So I see both sides. But I'm not going to sit here and say all the men are bad. I meet some very nice gentlemen as clients, and that's all I can say. I can't say a whole lot because of, confidentiality and all that, but it's not just men. It's on both sides, and sometimes our hurt, our past trauma, we carry that with a badge of honor, and we make the next guy pay for the last guy. And we got to get that together, you all. We got to get that together. And ladies and men, and I really be talking to ladies more. When you get hurt real bad, pull out, and no pun intended, pull out of the relationship. Pull out, and I know you're probably not going to do it, but when you get out of the relationship, stop. Stop what you're doing and think about the hurt that you have experienced and what kind of support can I get for this? Because you don't want to pass up on a beautiful soul because you stuck on an old soul. And then you're not going to go nowhere fast. You can't get to the good person. You stuck on the old person, which you just playing a game with yourself. But then you want to be the victim. I can't believe. I don't know what it takes. He doing it. This lady told me about her brother. I said, I'm so good to him. I cook his food. He be standing me up. She said, stop. Boy, that did it for me. I bet I stopped. Right hand to God. I stopped. Because I was embarrassed. But I heard her. You the one making them dinners and he not showing up. Who's zooming who? At some point, we got to take responsibility. But in closing, bad times are going to happen. I wish I could say they wasn't. They are. But how are you going to show up during those times, during the job loss, during a bad diagnosis, when your roof is collapsing, when your car is breaking down, you need a new engine? Your kid is going left. You telling that kid to go right. They're going left. They need to graduate. They cutting up. They getting smart. I don't know how y'all put up with the smart mouth kids. God bless y'all. God bless y'all, because that could not be me. You probably get about one time say something smart, and I don't even want to say on this video what happened. Because I just don't have time for disrespect. I work too hard, and I couldn't imagine being a mom that's driving an hour into the city to deal with 30 and 40 kids, and for my kid to sass me when I get home. Nah, it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. You can say that. Trust and believe. My own nieces and nephews don't sass me. So I could tell you it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen because I don't stand for it. You stand for anything, you're going to fall for anything. You got to stand for something. And it comes with boundaries. It comes with self-control. It comes with mind control. That's why I meditate. I had to pop on them knees today. Pop on them knees and pray. Because the devil be busy trying to get in your mind. And for me, I'm by myself. So he does mess with me, but he might try to mess with me through other people. And so you just want to protect your mind and stay focused. I'm on a path that's exciting. It's exciting. And I know that things try to trip you up when things are going good. Things are going really good for me. Really good. So I need to stay focused. But, I'll have to close because it's 30-some minutes. I just want to say, stay tall during those bad times. You're going to ground. You're going to get that support through www.psychologytoday.com. Maybe you have a job that has spring health. Maybe you have a job that has modern health. See who your EAP provider is. Use your sessions. They are free to you, 6 to 10 per year. If you believe in God, we are going to pray. You are going to meditate. You are going to journal. This is really not my journal. This is my notebook I use. My journal is over here. I'm about to knock some stuff over. Watch. Oh, I didn't knock stuff over. This is my journal, you all, that I journal in. Every day, do your facial routine. Light up a diffuser. Whatever you do. Have your nice cup of coffee. That's my jam. Some warm tea, hot tea, a bath. Whatever it takes to put a smile on your face. A brisk walk, workout. Yeah. But bad stuff is going to happen. But how are you going to handle it? You're going to be all right. You are going to be all right. All right. Drop me comments. Thank you all for sticking with me. And take care of yourself. Okay now? God bless. God keep. Bye. That thing won't turn off, y'all.